For over 30 years, the Simpsons have toyed with reality. They have predicted presidents, pandemics, and even devices we now take for granted. But as we approach a turning point in human history, some of their darkest, most mind-bending predictions may be unfolding right now. This isn't just a 50,000 subscriber special. This is a journey into the eerie foresight of America's strangest family. Before we dive in, if you're into eerie predictions, future conspiracies, and the stories they don't want you to hear, hit that subscribe button, like this video if you dare, and let me know in the comments which Simpsons prophecy you think is already unfolding. Kicking things off with a big one, the end of the world. In Treehouse of Horror XXVII, Season 28, Episode 4, Homer becomes a doomsday prepper. A TV host warns of government collapse, and naturally, our favorite yellow donut lover takes it to heart, holding his family up in a makeshift shelter, preparing for total societal breakdown. While The Simpsons' take is, of course, exaggerated for comedic effect, the underlying tone echoes a truth that feels increasingly close to home. Think about it. The relentless news cycle filled with talks of escalating climate disasters, the chilling ethical dilemmas thrown up by rapidly advancing AI, and the ever-present shadow of nuclear tension. We are not talking about some far-off sci-fi dystopia anymore. We're talking about real concerns, real anxieties, fueling the kind of doomsday narratives that used to just be cartoon plots. This particular episode highlights how easily public fear can be stoked, and how quickly the idea of societal collapse can shift from movie plot to dinner table discussion. The Simpsons show us how fragile our systems are, and how just one push can send everything tumbling down. Is the show simply mirroring our anxieties, or are they subtly nudging us towards a terrifying conclusion about our immediate future? The thought that our comfortable lives could crumble so easily, that's a real haunt. Moving from societal collapse to spiritual anxiety in Thank God It's Doomsday, Season 16, Episode 19, Homer predicts the Rapture. And in true Simpsons fashion, when it seemingly happens, he ascends to heaven, only to realize he got the date spectacularly wrong. Now, while this is clearly satire of religious fervor, it's eerily reflective of the real-world resurgence of doomsday cults and highly specific religious prophecies that claim 2025 is a divine turning point. This isn't about validating those beliefs, but observing a fascinating and often unnerving cultural phenomenon. It makes you wonder, is The Simpsons hinting that in our uncertain times, faith and fear are converging in a powerful, almost explosive way? The brilliance of The Simpsons here isn't just in the joke. It's in exposing the almost desperate human need to find meaning, even if it means subscribing to extreme beliefs. They show us how easily we can be swayed by the promises of something bigger, whether it's salvation or impending doom. And when you see countless people genuinely preparing for an event just around the corner, as predicted by an animated show years ago, that's when reality starts to feel a little too much like a cartoon. It begs the question, are we so eager for answers that we are willing to suspend our critical thinking, just like Homer, even when the signs are clearly satirical? Economically speaking, one of the most chilling predictions comes from the fool Monty. Season 22, Episode 6. Here, Mr. Burns, diagnosed with multiple illnesses and attempting to end his life, is found and cared for by the unsuspecting people of Springfield, who don't recognize him. But while the main plot revolves around themes of empathy and power shifts, a chilling subplot subtly unfolds in the background. The government is manipulating the media with false good news broadcasts to hide devastating truths, including a collapsing economy. Sound familiar? With record national debt, persistent inflation eating away at our purchasing power, and the volatile dance of digital currencies, many feel like we're constantly on the precipice. They said the economy is strong, with feel-good headlines splashed across every news outlet, but every individual's bank account and grocery bill tells a different story. The average person is feeling the pinch, the squeeze, and the quiet dread that something isn't quite right. This episode isn't just a commentary on economics. It's a scathing indictment of information control. It makes us question how much of what we consume as news is designed to maintain a specific illusion. Was it just cartoon fiction or a stark warning about how easily we can be lulled into complacency while something truly devastating is happening behind the scenes? The idea that entire nations could be living under a carefully constructed economic mirage with only the privileged few knowing the truth is perhaps one of the most unsettling predictions of all. The quiet despair that your economic future isn't truly in your hands. That's a haunting truth. When it comes to global power struggles, the Simpsons have hinted at monumental clashes. In Goo Goo Gai Pan, Season 16, Episode 12, the Simpsons visit China and unknowingly stir political tensions, touching on authoritarian control and surveillance. Given the fierce global friction we face today, from escalating trade wars to disputes over human rights and technological supremacy, fans interpret this episode as an unsettling prophecy of a rising superpower conflict. It's not just a Cold War anymore. It feels like one where the US and China could find themselves locked in a dangerous, potentially devastating standoff. We have seen the escalation in rhetoric, the military maneuvers, and economic tit for tat. The tension is palpable. But it doesn't stop there. Remember that classic blink and you'll miss it detail that Simpsons fans live for? In At Long Last Leave, Season 23, Episode 14, as the family is exiled from Springfield, one of the background news stickers briefly flashes a chilling headline: US declares war on China again. It's a throwaway gag, a blink and you'll miss it joke, but in hindsight, it strikes a haunting chord. Could this seeming joke be another subtle hint towards an impending, full-scale clash between these two global giants? The humorous conflict in The Simpsons feels far less funny when you realize the real-world implications. The idea that a single misstep could ignite a conflict of unimaginable scale, and that The Simpsons already joked about it. That's a reality designed to haunt you. Finally, let's talk about living in a dream or a nightmare. In Bart to the Future, Season 11, Episode 17, and later in Friends and Family, Season 28, Episode 2, The Simpsons showed characters, Marge, Bart, even Grandpa, escaping into simulated VR worlds, living out elaborate fantasies through bulky headsets. Fast forward to 2025, VR addiction is a growing concern. The metaverse is still trying to find its footing, and AI-generated realities are advancing at a terrifying pace, blurring the lines between what's real and what's meticulously simulated. We are talking deepfakes that are indistinguishable from reality, AI-generated voices that mimic loved ones, and entire online personas crafted by algorithms. The question isn't if it's happening, but how much of what we consume online is truly real anymore. Was this a playful warning about losing ourselves in illusion? The Simpsons seem to suggest that if we spend too much time perfecting our digital lives, we might forget how to live our real ones. The haunting part is how precisely they captured our society's craving for escapism, and how easily technology can be weaponized to create an alternate truth. It's a chilling thought. What happens when we can no longer distinguish the genuine from the engineered? When the world shown to you is entirely fabricated, is it still reality? That is the ultimate haunting. So, which one gave you chills? Was it the virtual reality trap or the economic collapse warning from a cartoon in the year 2000? Maybe the shadow of global conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. And hey, thank you. Thank you for helping this channel hit 50,000 subscribers. That's not just a number. It's 50,000 curious minds challenging the mainstream together, looking beyond the everyday narratives and daring to ask the uncomfortable questions. Your support means I get to keep digging deeper into these strange corners of reality and bringing these videos to life. So, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This channel wouldn't be what it is, and I wouldn't be able to create content like this without you. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because the next chapter of reality is only getting weirder.